Hello everyone, welcome to Keto Living. So I'm really excited about today's recipe. We're going to be having some Chinese pork and a cool Asian salad. And I've developed both these recipes myself, and they've been chef tested. My friend actually tested them for me and she said they were delicious. So I'm really excited to get this done. So if you hang on a minute, we're going to start by making the dry rub. It's actually a combination between a dry and wet rub. We're going to rub it all over the pork, and then while we're putting that in the oven, we'll get our slaw ready. So if you'll hang on 1 minute, I'll put you down here and I'll show you what we're going to be using. Okay, so I just have a small casserole dish because it's not but just me. And so what I did was I took a whole pork tenderloin like this. I cut it in half, and I fixed half for my friend. She did my recipe taste testing for me. So this is probably maybe about 3/4 of a pound, and I'm just going to put that into the dish like that. And then for the dry rub, we're going to be using Chinese 5-spice powder. We're going to be using some extra ginger. We're going to be using a little minced onion, and of course my pink Himalayan sea salt and cracked black pepper. And then for the liquids, we're going to be using the Bragg's liquid aminos. I use this in place of soy sauce. We're going to be using some sesame oil, and then just a little bit of hoisin sauce. Not much, because that does have quite a few carbs in it. So we're going to get started with the dry rub, and I'm just taking the top off because I'm just kind of eyeballing this. A tablespoon is about a good palmful. And that's what you want, because we're going to season both sides of the meat. So we did that. And then take this off. This is ginger. About half a palmful of ginger. But I will write the measurements down in the description bar as always. And then we're going to take about a half a palm of onion, the minced onion, and then we're going to do a couple of turns on my salt peel. I can't get it out of my mouth. And then some cracked black pepper. Now, if you want yours a little spicy, you can also add some sriracha to this, but I decided not to. So I'm just going to take a little fork and mix all that together. Then we're going to add our liquid amino, and this is a teaspoon. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of that. And then I'm adding 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. And then I'm adding 1 teaspoon, or 1.5 teaspoons of the liquid hoisin sauce. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a fork and mix this up. Okay, so then I'm just going to pour a little on top here and start rubbing it into the meat. And you do want to rub it into the meat because you want to make sure it's totally covered. Flip this over. This also makes a wonderful dipping sauce after it's done, if you want to save a little bit. Okay, but I'm not saving any. Just gonna put that on there. Okay. And then we're going to put this in the oven. Now, the correct temperature to cook like a pork tenderloin is about 30 to 35 minutes per pound. So this is not quite a pound. So I'm going to be cooking it probably for about 20 to 25 minutes. The thing with pork like this, you don't have to cook it 100% like all white. I don't mind a little pink left in mine. So this is going in an oven at 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now it is 30 to 35 minutes per pound. This is not quite a pound, so I'm doing 20 to 25 minutes. Okay guys, now we're going to start our Chinese salad. While that is in the oven baking, and we're going to be using some zucchini, some green onions, and some cabbage. And this is pre-shredded cabbage, but it is just cabbage. And so what I'm going to do is cut these up and put them in, and then we'll make the dressing up for it. So we're just going to put some cabbage in there. And that's probably about maybe 2 cups. Remember, I'm making this just for myself. And so I want to do some stir fry later on, maybe this weekend. And so I have washed these. And I'm just slicing these up. Let me put it around. Slicing these on an angle, kind of a diagonal. I think when you slice them on a diagonal, they slice better for you. And they look pretty. So I'm just throw those in there. The greens on these did not, the tops did not look that great, so I'm not using all the tops on them. Just slicing these up. I know people out there saying, you need to be using a cutting board, but I'm not really cutting into the cabinet. It's not making any marks. So it's just easy for me. And after a long day with kids, I'm all about easy. Okay? And so I think I'll just get 2 of those in there. Now I'm just going to take a piece of zucchini, cut it in half, and I'll wrap that half up later. And then I'm just going to grate this in here. I don't want great big chunks of zucchini, but I do want zucchini slices in here. And I love this grater by Pampered Chef. I got it from my daughter. Look at the nice little thin julienne slices. I think it's really cool how it does. So I'll put that in there. Not putting a whole lot in here this time. Just because the sauce on the pork does have some carbs to it. And so I'm just trying to watch that. So, let's get a spoon out and grate that up. Mix the onions and everything up for that. Now, for the dressing. This is totally up to you as far as the heat level or whatever you want. Now, I do tend to like a little bit of spiciness to mine. So, the first thing we're going to be using is some Chinese mustard. Now, I'm putting about a teaspoon in here. It does add some warm heat, but it's really good. Okay, and then I'm going to put in, now normally you would use rice wine vinegar, but we cannot have rice wine vinegar. We really shouldn't have it. So I'm just adding a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. You need some acid to cut some of it. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of some sesame oil. And then we're going to add 3 teaspoons of the liquid amino acids, or soy sauce if you can't find this. Make sure you get low sodium soy sauce if you're going to use soy. And then I'm going to use 1 more teaspoon of the hoisin, sauce. Well, maybe a teaspoon and a quarter. Okay. And then I'm not going to add any salt because it has enough salt to it. I'm just going to add some cracked black pepper in here. And give this a whirl and see if this is enough. Okay, I gotta taste it. That's really good. Now I'm just gonna pour this all in here. And it doesn't look like it's a lot, but you really don't want too much. You don't want to ruin the taste. And I'm just gonna get in here in my hands and mix this up. You see how far it goes? You really don't need a lot. I want to taste the crispiness of the vegetables, and so that is enough to do 2 cups of slaw with the half a grated zucchini in it and 2 green onions. Okay. And I'm just going to put that in a bowl and chill it in the refrigerator until the pork gets done, which it's not far from being done. Doesn't that look yummy? And then I'm going to take, if I can find it, there we are. I'm just going to take a little bit of toasted sesame seeds and sprinkle them on the top. Man, that looks good enough to eat by itself. Throw some of your shiitake noodles in there. That would be a great dish too. So that'll give you another option. You can make this up. Get some shiitake noodles. Make sure you rinse them very well. And then combine this with a salad, and this would be a wonderful Asian noodle salad as well. So just give you a couple of different options there. So let me check on the meat, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys, it's done, and it looks so yummy. And I wish you could smell it. It smells incredible. So I'm letting this sit for a few seconds. While I do that, I'm going to go ahead and fix up some of our salad. And this will keep a day or 2 in the refrigerator. So that looks so yummy. I couldn't resist. I tasted a bite of it. But it has a nice little twang from the Chinese mustard. And then the vinegar and stuff. It looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and see about slicing up a piece of this for you. Oh man, that looks so good. Now, mine still has a tiny bit of pink in there, but I told you I like that because all the juice is still in there. It's nice and juicy. So I'm just gonna, and this pan is still hot. You can hear it sizzling as the juice comes out of it. Whoopsie. Okay. This is not the best meat knife, but, you know. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side here. And here is our dinner. And, okay, you know what, dogs? Yes, I'm getting another piece. What the heck, right? I do want to leave enough left over to use with my keto bread and make a sandwich tomorrow. I think that would be really good. All right, there we go. So I have my Asian salad, and then I've already made a mug of hot tea. And so let me put you back up here just for a second. Whoopsie, sorry. Y'all, this is so good, my mouth is watering. So that's what's for dinner at Keto tonight. That is delicious. Let me get a knife. that I can actually slice the pork with. Pork. That is so good. I'm so excited. My mouth's watering. I'm about ready to go eat. All right, guys, that's it for today's keto living. I hope you'll try the recipe and enjoy it. And if you do, make sure you go to Craft Some More with Donna Jackson's Facebook page. If you haven't signed up for my group yet, go ahead and join the group. Post a pic if you tried this recipe. And don't forget about the challenge that's going on through tonight at midnight. And make sure that you have gone through and liked all the videos and commented on all the videos, so that if I drop that particular video, you will be entered. And if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so by clicking on the little subscribe button up there in the top right hand corner. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this meal and give it a try. Thanks for joining in, and I will see you all later. Bye.